god, hey guys, I'm here to finally introduce you to my chapter 5 vlog for the Winter Magical Readathon. So I have 13 days to get this vlog and chapter done before the owls start in April, and I'm gonna try my hardest to get to that point, but I gotta make sure I get some reading done, and I just hope that I can. So I've got the chapter loaded to start going, so let's see what we're gonna do and see how we're gonna save Ginny. Another month has passed, and even though you three have tried to uncover the mystery of the air, you did not learn much else. On one sunny morning during breakfast, Professor Sprout announces that the mandrakes are almost ready and the victims of the attack can be healed in less than a fortnight. Naturally, that means they can tell us who the attacker is, so it was agreed in the group to just give it a rest and let the teachers sort this out. The overall spirit seems to lift quite a bit as another day passes without any attacks. There is a little party at the dorm tonight as a long weekend approaches and many students will be going home for a brief visit. You can't miss a chance for some fun. Ron and Hermione will both go too, but you know that Neville will be staying and you got plans to hang out with him for a couple of days. You haven't had a lot of time with him this year. What do you do during the little party? Dance to Weird Sisters? Play a game of gobstones or sneak in a butterbeer? Mate, I feel like I want to dance to some weird sister music, like let's go. Next thing you know, you're finishing a late lunch the next day in a very secluded great hall asking Neville what his plan is. So basically, because I don't want to read all of this because I'm very lazy, Neville's gonna go help Professor Sprout with the mandragores and they're talking about some stuff, and basically we're gonna walk Neville to the greenhouse. So the greenhouse seems 5 times more chaotic when compared to when you saw it last. Mud splatters every table. The mandrakes seem to have had a little snow fight, minus the snow of course. A couple of students and Professor Sprout are fussing about and hurriedly adding more earth into the now half-empty pots. In the end, you did manage to be a bit helpful, but after an hour of dragging more sacks of earth and cleaning some tables, you tell Neville that you will see him later and head back to the castle. Your confident posture slumps once you enter the castle to a faint whisper of the dreaded creature in the walls. You had nightmares almost every night of hearing this bloodthirsty whispering again, as every time you did someone else has been attacked, you let out a whimper and run towards the general direction of the voice as it grows louder, louder, and then gone. Thankfully, you don't seem to be the first at the scene this time. You sneak behind a corner, not wanting to be spotted, and poke out to scan at the corridor floor. You feel such relief that you cannot see anybody. Maybe the teachers got here in time to defend them, as Professor McGonagall, Snape, Flitwick, and Gilderoy are the ones who beat you there. But your heart drops when you notice the grimness in Professor McGonagall's voice. It's happened. A student has been taken by the monster right into the chamber itself. So basically, we got the whole entire script here of when Ginny is taken. I still remember that in the movie where she's like, it's Ginny Weasley, she's been taken to the chamber. So like, oh my god, I haven't read this book yet. I've only read the first one. Don't at me. But what? No, that can't be right. Ginny, but you thought she went home with Ron. It takes another couple of painful minutes for the information to truly sink in. Ginny has been taken. Ron and Hermione are not here. You must help. You're about to enter into their line of view, but you hear the teacher speaking about evacuating the students in the morning, how there's nothing else left to do but close Hogwarts and make sure everybody is safe. You can hear the teachers giving up. You hear Lockhart making very poor time jabs at how he would have dealt with this situation if he had arrived earlier. Lockhart leaves with a weird little nod as the rest continue to speak in hushed voices. So they're basically saying make sure everybody's safe, but how can they say that when Ginny is taken? You will have to come up with something and come up with a fuss. In chapter 4, which of the following has happened to you? I followed the spiders, I met Fawkes, Dobby sent a Bulger after me. I met Fawkes! Oh my god, you could have followed the spiders? That would have been shit awesome. I'm just saying, it would have been so awesome. You allow yourself 10 minutes of pure panic and pacing, and then you gather yourself. Okay, think. What can you do? What do you know? Malfoy doesn't seem to have much to do with this, contrary to what he'd like everybody to believe. The chamber has been open before. Dumbledore doesn't seem to know who's responsible. Dumbledore also has a very cool phoenix. Of course, other teachers might have lost hope, but surely Dumbledore will not sit idly when one of his students is in danger. You run all the way up to the tower where the headmaster's office is. So your reading prompt: read a book from the topmost shelf, either your own one or from the library. This is a hella cool prompt, but like, mate, I don't even want to read the books on the top of my shelf. I like do, but I also don't. What do I want to do? Oh, loophole, mate, because I really want to get this chapter done. I know what I'm going to read. Oh my god. I'm going to read Fence Volume 2 by C.S. Pacat because it belongs there on the top shelf of my other bookcase. So I really just want to get this readathon done. So if I can read smaller books, that's really going to help me. So I'll probably get this done today. But I also kind of want to get my audiobook done today. So like I might get like a shit ton of reading done today, which is like awesome. You know, I just feel like my ass has been glued to this chair all day. But I've been spending a lot of time editing my vlog for chapter 4. It is a long ass video and it's been taking a long time for it to render, but I just finished reading Fence while I've been waiting for it to render. This only took me like half an hour to read, like it wasn't very long, but I did enjoy it. It's fun to see all the different fencing battles that are happening because they're all trying to figure out who's going to be on the team to go against all the big schools, and they all have to fight against each other, and I just like the dynamics. And the artwork in this one I feel like wasn't as good as the first volume, but I still really enjoyed it. And then all I've got to read is volume 3 at some point, and it's a small book so it won't take too long, but I'm glad I got through this one and through this prompt, and now I'm going to see what else the chapter has for me. Okay, so I clicked on complete, so now we're back with Forks. So count yourself lucky that Dumbledore's password has not been changed since the last time McGonagall brought you here, but your victory is short-lived as the office is very much empty. Even in panic, you still have time to admire the elegance of the room. Everywhere you look there's magic. Only Forks is perched nearby. You give him a hurried pat and whisper, make sure he sees this when he's back okay, and you leave a note on Dumbledore's desk. I'm going to try and save Ginny. I believe the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets is in Moaning Myrtle's bathroom. Please send help as soon as possible, Harry. You better be right about Myrtle's bathroom. It is clicked in place whilst running up the stairs. The legend says that there was a death. A young girl has died a horrible death by the very monster that haunts the Chamber of Secrets, and she never truly left the castle. What if they mean that the girl still haunts the place? The only young ghost you know is Moaning Myrtle. It's a long shot, but it's the only one you've got. So go to Moaning Myrtle's bathroom is the prompt that we have to click. Never have you been more happy to find Moaning Myrtle glooming in her cubicle. Now, how do you ask her about her death without seeming like a complete insensitive brat, but also very timely matter? In the chapter 3, have you chosen to cheer Moaning Myrtle up during Nick's death day party? I don't think I did, because I wanted to cheer up Nick because he was like feeling sad about shit, so I went with Nick and chilled with him. Solid nope on Myrtle. From what Hermione has told you all about Myrtle, the best way to get onto a good size and get her into a good mood is to tell her something slightly embarrassing about yourself. That's just the way she seems to operate. Your prompt: tweet into a little funny story about one time that you had to really laugh at yourself with hashtag making Myrtle laugh. Do I have to? This is so lame. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I just did my tweet, and I just talked about something that happened to me at work a couple of weeks ago where I came to work and I didn't button up my shirt correctly, so the buttons were all undone, and then when I had a drink of my water bottle, I spilt a lot of it on my shirt, and I just had to laugh at myself and rebuttoned my shirt and keep going with the day. I honestly can't think of anything else too embarrassing right now because like it's just too hard to think about stuff, but still, there's my tweet. Why is it ripping up my Twitter today? Like, honestly. Complete. Well, it wasn't a reading prompt, so it was quite easy to do, so let's see what else we do. She doesn't seem to mind and even looks a bit eager to share her death story. She does, however, get quite comfortable and starts relaying her story in a very dramatic, slow pace, so you have to rush her a bit, which she does not appreciate. At the end, she points to the sink. Big yellow eyes right there by the sink, she explains, wishing down to scare you and add to the dramatics. And then casually leaning back to one of the pillars, crossing her hands. That's it. That's the last thing I remember. The sink. The sink must be the entrance. The monster must have come up through here, but how? Can it change shapes to fit through the tap? With that thought, you lean down to inspect the taps and notice tiny decorative snakes all around the sink. Slytherin air. In chapter 3, did you discover that you could speak Parseltongue? No? What? I could have done that? That is amazing. Where's Gilderoy at though? Because he should be here. You have this odd sensation inside you. It reminds you of another time when you were at the zoo before you even knew of the true world you belong to. Then, too, you had an odd feeling of sameness, of familiarity. You don't know what is making you think that you should just ask this to open up, but you trust your instinct. Your reading prompt. Read the first book that you think about. Okay, I've honestly find these ones so hard because I think about gazillion books, but I really need to read Asking for It by Louise O'Neill. I need to read this one this month because it's part of my pick a book TBR. I put a heap of random books into a thing to pull out, and I picked out 12 and picked one for each month of the year, and this is the pick that I have for March, and I haven't gotten to it yet, but this is a book that I've had for a long time. It's not going to be a fun read for me because it is about a girl who got raped, but I am intrigued to read the story. I have had this book for a while, and I'm glad that I'm finally going to read it. Okay, I haven't updated you for this vlog for ages, but it's the 22nd today. I don't even know when I talked to you last time, but I actually didn't read anything for like a couple of days, but I picked this up yesterday, and I don't think I want to read it. It's not because of the subject matter, I just don't know what's going on. The writing is just all over the place. I have no idea who the characters are or what's going on, and I read a little bit more this morning and it made a little bit more sense, but this writing is so jarring that I don't think I want to read this. And you know, the interesting thing with this book is the main character is completely unlikable, and that is such a crazy concept to me, because no matter who you are, if you get raped, it's awful. There is no way rape is ever a good thing, but it's interesting that I'm not rooting for this main character and I think she's horrible, but still, it's like, what's gonna happen to her is really bad. But like, I don't DNF books, guys, but this is one that I kind of want to, and I know that I'm meant to read it this month, and I thought it was gonna be something that I did like want to read, but I just can't get past this writing, so I'm gonna read a little bit more to see how I go. But I think this may be like my first DNF of my life. Okay, so it actually feels like it's been a while since I actually vlogged, and it's the 26th of March today, so it has been a couple of days I think, but I just can't remember. But I did end up persevering with asking for it, and I am like getting quite close. Like, I don't have too much to go. I'm up to page 232 and I've only got about 100 pages left to go. And I know that last time I vlogged I talked about the fact that I was thinking about DNFing it, but I just ended up deciding not to, and I just started reading it today, and I read 130 pages of it today, and like, I can't really say that I'm enjoying it because again, the writing style is what's really annoying me. Like, the story would have been like, I guess, really good if the writing style was a bit better. There's literally no direction in the story for me though, because like the way it's written, it's really weird because the character like has her internal thoughts but has flashbacks, but I never know what's actually happening now and what's a flashback and what's happening later, and just like that's getting a bit confusing. But the actual point of the book with the rape case that's happening is just so sad though. Like, this is not a fun book to read, and I really feel for this main character, and just the way that people react to it is just really awful, where so many people are saying it's wrong and that the boys are the victims when she really is the victim because she got raped. And like, this is a hard one for me to keep talking about though, because I don't want to make this vlog just me talking about rape the whole time, and if it makes anyone comfortable, that's why I'm trying not to like bring it too much in there, because there is a lot of stuff in this book and it doesn't shy away from hard topics. The back of the book really does sum it up though by saying it's a brave, bold and important novel about sexual consent and betrayal, victim blaming and truth in the age of the smartphone, which I totally agree with. And I do think this is probably a book people should read, but just know that the writing style is so hella confusing. But my plan is to finish this book tomorrow, and then I'll have 4 days to hopefully finish the last book of this readathon just before the hours start. Okay guys, I finally finished asking for it, and I'm so glad that I finally finished this book because I feel like it's been such a struggle, and I honestly was gonna start reading it, but then I spent a whole day getting like 100 pages done, and I'm like, well, I've come this far. And it is the 28th today, and I've only got 3 more days to finish this readathon, which is a bit scary. But something for New Year's is I have to be in self-isolation with my parents now because they got back from Vietnam 5 days ago, and my workplace has told me that they don't want me to come to work now and do the same amount of time, which is kind of annoying because there's no law against it. Even though I'm at the house with them, I am still allowed to leave the house because I'm technically not in isolation, but there's not much I can do. I have to go with what they want me to do, so I guess it means I'm gonna have more time to read though. But if you're wondering why I keep vlogging so much for the next 3 days, because hopefully I'll get the next book that I need to get read done, that is the reason why. And it was one of the books that I picked out of my bin for my monthly TBR thing. I can't remember what I'm calling it. So I've read my March book, which I'm quite happy about, but I ended up really not liking this book very much. Like, I gave it 3 stars, but the writing was the worst thing for it, and I felt like it had no purpose and plot. And I do know the main storyline of this book is like rape and assault, but other than that, this book really didn't have much going for it. I'd say I'd recommend it, but it's also not a great book, so I'd probably say don't really read it at all. But at least I've got a book off my TBR that's been sitting there for literally years, and I'll probably go on my computer later to see what the next prompt's gonna be, and I'm excited to see where we're gonna go, and hopefully we're gonna save Ginny. Okay guys, it's been many hours since I just talked to you. Like, it's still the same day, but I didn't go on my computer until like way later at night, and I may edit a video, I may not, I may be incredibly lazy. But with 11 more days off, my laziness level is probably gonna go out of the roof, but I'm excited. So I clicked complete on the next challenge. So basically the last last thing is we're trying to get in the entrance and I'm like talking to the snake, even though I don't know how to speak Parcel Tongue compared to this. I definitely don't, but me and this doesn't. You focus on the snakes, imagining them moving alive and speak open. But even you can tell this was just in English. You stand up, take a deep breath, close your eyes, remembering the snake at the zoo and try again. A weird hissing escapes your lips and you feel the floor shifting. You jump back just in time as the sink seems to be expanding and replacing the tiles below. Leaving a massive gaping tunnel at the middle, it almost looks like a water slide, but with a 50-50 chance of you perishing at the bottom. Well, it is now or never, and if it's not now, then it's forever never for Ginny. You take a step towards it and slide down to the Chamber of Secrets. Enter the Chamber of Secrets. Okay. Where's Ron and Gilderoy though? They're meant to be with me if it's going towards the story plot, but I guess because it's choose your own adventure. But I don't want to be, I'm going by myself, a bit scary. So basically there's a whole paragraph about sliding down, falling and getting there, and I don't really want to say it because it's very long. Lumos, you mutter. You sort of regret it as it illuminates what you're standing on. Bones. Lots of tiny bones, most likely rats. The air is so thick with moisture you can feel beads of water collecting on your skin. The green mossy brick walls surround you. The tunnel goes straight for a couple of meters but then forks out. You keep your wand of mind at the ready, preparing a couple of spells that you can use if the need arises. You need to hurry and find Ginny before it's too late. I go left, I go right. Holy shit! This is honestly such a simple one to do. I'm just gonna go right because I use my right hand and it's the one I prefer, so we're gonna go the right. You turn right, it's so bloody dark. You raise your shining wand above your head to illuminate more of the path as you hear a high-pitched scream from above you. You first thought that these are bats, but tiny angry blue pixies appear trying to tangle in your hair and pull your wand away from you, snatching at your robes and trying to poke you in the ass. You try to swat them away, but there is too many. However, you're relieved as this is actually the one thing you did learn from this year's Defense Against the Dark Arts lesson. No thanks to Professor Lockhart though. Is what it looks like it says, but it's not what it says, but it's a spell. Phew, that was hard, but you have a nagging feeling it would not be the hardest thing you have to do today. With somewhat shaky knees, you continue on. You reach an ornate brass circle door with 7 snakes interlinked. Without thinking too much, you ask for it to open, imagining the snakes coming to life. Another hiss comes out of you and the door does spring to life. It scratches itself where the snakes slither into their new positions, allowing for the heavy metal door to click and swing slightly open. You lean your whole body's weight into it to push it enough to squeeze through. You're so focused on the task at hand that you now only notice the space you're stepping into. This chamber is enormous. This is the Chamber of Secrets. There are massive snake fountains the size of Hagrid's hut on each side of you. They make a straight path towards the biggest statue of them all, that is of Salazar Slytherin, right at the end of it. The place is so echoey that every single step you take on the hard marble floor carries through the chamber and back, making it very hard to be unnoticed. As you carefully walk towards a little shape catches your eye at the very bottom of the path. A little black soaked robe and ginger hair. It's Ginny. She does not seem to be moving. Oh my god, not Ginny! So the next option is just to click Ginny. This is going for a long time. Is something gonna happen? Well, if it isn't the famous savior. I'm really lucky to meet you. I hope you didn't go through too much trouble finding us here. We were just having a little catch up with Miss Weasley, although she seemed to have gotten a bit too weak to carry a conversation, so about time you showed up. I was beginning to get bored. An ice cold voice greets you and you jump to turn around away from Ginny, on whom you were checking. Her pulse is so weak, but it's there. A handsome boy of around 16 is standing near the left. I like that they describe him as a handsome boy. It's Voldemort, man. He ain't handsome. Like Tom Riddle actually. He's got a little bit of like something going on, but still. It's just a boy. Neither a ghost nor truly alive either, something close to a memory, its voice and tone not matching the young boy standing in front of you. How rude of me. He flinches for a second as if from distaste. Tom Marvolio Riddle? I'm not saying that right, I feel, but you may know me by a different name, of course. He takes his wand and traces his name in front of you. With a swish of his wand, the letters find new places and it spells out, I am Lord Voldemort. Voldemort? Well, that's just brilliant. Truly brilliant. Your mind works a mile per hour trying to find a way to get out of this situation. The only advantage you see is that he doesn't seem to be fully himself and that you still have your wand. But no matter what you think about, it all ends up with you dying here with Ginny, and there's no way you're leaving her behind. Let's see you dance. I hope you're not too tired. Wouldn't be as fun to watch. As he turns towards the center statue, reaching his wandless hand towards it and says, open, kill them, serve the rightful heir of Slytherin. To your complete shock, the statue in front of you moves, its mouth opening only allow the entrance to an enormous snake, a live one. It's a basilisk. Well, crap. I feel that, man. I really feel that. It is a well crap moment. Who are you here with? Dobby, a rooster, by myself. Why would you be there with a rooster? Like, what prompt led to you being there with a rooster is my question. And Dobby, like, it should be Ron, but I am by myself because no one loves me. You run back to the door you came from, desperately trying to think of something you could do. Please, 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 someone help me. A couple of tears run down your dirty cheek. Suddenly you hear the most beautiful, delicate bird song. Carefully you open your eyes and spot a little red dot in the distance. It's Fox! Not sure how this would help, but so relieved to have someone else by your side. You extend your hand, expecting it to land nearby, but it flies past you, and from the shadow on the wall you can see that it attacked the basilisk, blinding it. The creature shrieks, the sound shattering a couple of statues. You grab one of the fallen pieces and throw it at it. What am I doing? I have a wand! The massive snake focuses on you again, hearing your steps, enraged by the recent attack. Of all the spells you know, only one escapes your lips. Your reading prompt! Yay! Okay, this has to be the last reading prompt forever for the Winter Magical Readathon for me though, and I'm excited. So, read a book that's shorter than the one you finished before. That is such a good prompt, like, oh my god. Okay, so asking for it was 340 pages, and I just picked the first book off my shelf, and it's actually under, so I'm gonna read The Princess and the Fangirl by Ashley Posden. I do really want to read this book before Bookish and the Beast comes out, so then I can read the third one in this trilogy, or it could be bigger than that, but this one is 318 pages or something, which is under, and it's definitely a book that I really want to read, and I just really want to catch up on this series, so I'm excited that I'm picking this one, and like, oh my god, it's getting so exciting. We're nearly saving Ginny, and we saw Voldemort, like, shit's about to get real. Okay, I feel like the angle is gonna change very suddenly with this bit of the vlog, but I just realized after I filmed my next bit of the vlog, I said it was the 28th today, but it's actually the 29th of March. So I say that I've got 2 more days to go, which is very much true because I've got the 30th and the 31st, but just adding like a segment here, even though my location's gonna probably go boop. Guys, it's the 28th today and it's late. It's like 11:30, but I've actually been doing some reading of this book, which is not the right way. It's this way. So I'm up to page 88 and I've read a majority of this in the last like hour because I was just really excited to get reading, but I feel like I've made a bit of a dent and I'm like really enjoying this. This has been really fun. I love the Princess and the Pauper aspect of it, and I love that this is a retelling in a big geeky convention, and it's just so much fun and I am enjoying it so much, and they've only just started to make the agreement to be like, we need to swap lives because some shit's gone down that I need to fix and we both need to do. And I'm also keen because I'm pretty sure I know where the 2 romances are going to be, and I'm here for it because one of the romances is going to be a total hate to love and the other romance hasn't happened yet and the characters haven't actually met, but I feel like I know where it's gonna go, and they did say that there was going to be a same-sex relationship, so I have an idea. One of the main characters, Imogen, she has 2 mums and her brother is also gay, which I just love the representation so much. I know there's going to be another same-sex relationship coming up and I'm just so keen, but it has been so much fun and I just love all the references, and as I said, I'm only like under 100 pages into this book, and this book is 316 pages long, and I have 2 more days left of this readathon to get it done. And honestly, when I was still doing my chapter 4 vlog where I was like, I don't see how this is gonna end, I'm very proud with how I'm going, and I think it's gonna work out well for me, especially with all the days off that I have coming my way. And I really hope it helps me for the hours that I'll just try and get some reading done, but I still think it's hilarious for me with these chapters. So the first chapter I had 1 book, the second chapter I had 1 book, then it was 2 books, then 3, and then 3. So I've been reading a lot more in the second end of this readathon, but I'm just so glad that this is going to be my last read of this readathon, and I just feel like this has been such a long-winded experience that's taken me like 4 months to complete. Hey guys, so reading has been going pretty good today, so it's the 30th and I am more than halfway now, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm up to page 160, so I'm either just on halfway or just a little bit over, but I have been really enjoying it, and I definitely think I like Imogen's story a lot more just because she gets to impersonate the famous person. Like, Jess's story is pretty good too, but she's not a very likable character. Like, I think she's gonna grow out of that and start being a nicer person, but I am really enjoying this, and I planned on reading till like page 200 or something, but then I went on TikTok, so I got a bit distracted, but I just can't stop scrolling through TikTok just because there's no end to it. There is always more videos to watch, and then 2 hours goes past and I'm like, well, shit. So tomorrow's goal is to get this book done, and as I've been saying, I'm pretty much on quarantine, so I have the whole day, and I also do need to get this readathon finished, then it will just be the best thing if I can get it done. Hey guys, so hopefully this is the last day of the readathon because because it's literally the only day I have before the owls start, because it is the 31st of March today. But I have finally started reading this book. Like I kept saying all day, I'm gonna read it, I'm gonna read it, I'm gonna read it. Like it's 6 o'clock now, and I finally like started to get back into it. And if it would actually focus, which it's finally doing, I could show you that I'm getting quite close. I have less than 100 pages to go, pretty sure, but I just got up to page 226, so I've got around about 90 pages to go, which I'm pretty sure I can do. Like I'm pretty sure I've got this. But also if I end up doing like other things, like if I watch a movie or a TV show or eat dinner or do just, you know, distract myself, I won't get it done and I will feel sad. But I am well on my way to getting there, and I definitely thought I should vlog now, or I'm halfway finishing what I had to read today, because I just keep vlogging at the end of the day being like, look how much I've read, look how well I'm going. I thought it'd be good to give you a mid update of where I'm at, but I am still really enjoying this book and it's getting exciting. It's the last day of the con. I think shit's about to go down. Okay guys, I did it. I'm so excited, but I finished my last read for this readathon. Like I hope it's my last read and they didn't just sneak in an extra reading challenge for the end of this readathon, because I don't actually know. But I actually finished this like an hour and a half ago, but then I went on TikTok, which just like took over my life. 12:30 at night now, so I decided not to go on the computer to check everything out. I just had to finish this book. And this also means I've read 10 books in March, which is more than double the amount I've read for the first 2 months of the year, because I read 4 books in January, 3 books in February, so that's 7. So like I've read 17 books now, and yeah, a lot of it was done in this last month. And I really think the month of April I'm gonna end up having a lot of books read too. Like maybe not 10, but a good amount, like a decent amount. But like I'm planning on reading Crescent City for the owls, and that's a really big book. And I also started reading City of Heavenly Fire, which I do want to finish. And I also want to read Replica because it's my book a month TBR pick. So like I have my 6 books for the owls, but there's also 2 other books outside of that I really want to read. But I'm also listening to an audiobook, so there's a potential for 9, maybe? I'll have to see if I can commit to reading as much as I did this month. But I'm just so glad I finished this book, and I'm ready for Bookish and the Beast now, which I'm just searching for. Okay guys, so it's the next day, so I'm finally going to finish doing the prompts, and I really do hope this chapter's finished. Like it should be. I've read 3 books and they said the limit was 3, but I'm excited and I hope we save Ginny, because like I'm gonna be really sucky if she dies. Okay, you glance at Fawkes, who must have followed you here after sensing you're in danger, who showed such loyalty to you. You think of Dumbledore, your friends, Ginny, your parents. You feel an enormous power in your soul. You hope this works. More importantly, you have hope. Reducto! A bright yellow smoky charm hits the basilisk square in the heart, enveloping its whole body in a bright yellow glow. The basilisk stops short and shifts uncomfortably. Silence falls, the most intense silence you have ever experienced. Then the basilisk shrinks into the size of a grass snake. It hisses silently and slithers quickly, disappearing into one of the chamber's crevices. Oh wow, it actually worked. What happened? I thought you got the sword and then you shove it up into the thing's head and then you're like, holy shit. But I just do a spell? A spell? Well, okay then. You gawk at the spot the basilisk was looming just a second ago, not believing your luck until you hear a cold laugh from where Ginny's body's laid. Well then, I seem to have underestimated you. Most annoying, but fear not. Once I have gained my powers back fully, and once this girl's body gives in, which won't be long now, as you feel a little peck at your back, you look behind you where Fork pushes a fang towards your leg. You pick it up and do the only thing you can think of with it. Pierce Tom Riddle's diary that's laying near Ginny. Voldemort releases an angry scream that fades out of view before he can say anything else. Ginny wakes, and before you explain all of it to her, you make sure to thank the Phoenix. So then it says grab Fawkes' tail and fly back to the castles. You are made to sleep for maybe 2 to 3 days, who's counting, at the hospital wing before you're allowed to even think about going back to your dorm. You have many visitors, a grateful Ginny and Mr. and Mrs. Weasley, Ron and Hermione, and Dumbledore, the headmaster. After prefacing that it was extremely risky and perhaps not the brightest of ideas to go on a rescue mission, tells you that you showed unsurmountable amount of courage, loyalty, and love that night. He awards you 100 house points, although winks at you and asks you not to boast about it to too many friends. He also informs you that Dobby was set free by a fanciful trick of Dumbledore's. Soon it seems like most of the school has heard of your adventures, and whilst most attention wasn't what you wanted, at least this time it's not driven by fear or speculation of you being some evil heir. You get a few apologies from fellow students, and most smile and nod appreciatively when you pass. Even those who don't normally like you that much seem thankful that due to your effort, Hogwarts will be there to welcome them home next year. You, Ron and Hermione set off to the Great Hall for the end of year feast, where you'll laugh, celebrate, and eat all that your heart desires. All is well. Oh my god, it says congratulations, you've completed the Winter Magical Readathon. I really hope you enjoyed your journey. See you next time. Yes, bitch. I am so happy that this is finally over. This was meant to be a fun readathon that was gonna last me like, what, 5 weeks? It lasted me basically 4 months and I just can't believe it. Like, this year has been shit as a whole overall, and that is one of the main reasons why I didn't get a lot of reading done, but like, this was so much to commit to and I didn't even realize at the time. And again, another reason why I'm not gonna vlog the owls, because I've had enough of vlogging right now. Like, any other readathon I will do some vlogs for, but this one I can't. And I'll say that I did have a lot of fun, but honestly, the amount of time it took me to do this was such a big bummer, and I'm just like such relief that it's over. And like, yes, I am doing another readathon, but it won't be as stressful and it only goes for this month and it's not a choose your own time limit, which really killed me. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed going on this experience with me. Very long experience, but thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!